Welcome to Shadow Watch, where the shadows breathe secrets too deep to escape. Picture this: Puget Sound, Washington, a fog so thick it swallows boats whole, and something moves within it, silent, waiting. Since the 90s, fishermen hear it, feel it, but never see it clear, vanishing into the mist with them. Tonight, I'm pulling you into that shrouded water where the air hums with unease. Ready to drift through the fog? Stay close, because this true tale will make you fear every wisp you pass. It started with Owen, a weathered fisherman chasing crab hauls, and his deckhand Mia, a rookie eager for sea tales, out on Puget Sound in '94. They set off from Anacortes, the water calm, gray, beneath a sky promising fog by dusk, a spot locals called the Veil. Too many boats lost, too many whispers of shapes in the mist. Owen shrugged it off, betting Mia he'd prove it was just weather, but that night, as the fog rolled in, thick and heavy, the sound wasn't right. It watched them back. The boat rocked gentle, their lantern casting a weak glow, cutting through the haze as Owen checked traps, muttering about tides. Mia stood watch, her radio crackling static, the air damp, clinging, with a faint hum beneath the waves, like a pulse in the deep. At midnight, the fog thickened, swallowing the horizon, and the hum grew, a low drone weaving through the mist. Come closer, soft, insistent, brushing their ears. Owen scoffed, wind in the rigging, but Mia's eyes narrowed. That's no wind, as the lantern flickered, dimming without a gust. The radio hissed, their own voices echoing back, distorted, stay out here. Though neither spoke, and the water rippled, smooth, unnatural, circling the boat. Mia grabbed binoculars, peering into the fog, and froze. Shapes, tall, thin, shimmering like wet glass, drifting just beyond the light, gone when she blinked. Owen yanked a trap up, empty, its rope cold, slick, and the hum sharpened. You're ours, the mist coiling tighter, pressing against the hull. The deck creaked, footsteps echoing, slow, deliberate, but no one else was aboard, the shadows stretching long, wrong, in the haze. They turned to flee, Owen gunning the engine, but it sputtered, dying fast, the fog swallowing sound, leaving only the hum, louder, inside their skulls. Mia's radio flared, static twisting into a laugh, endless, low, and the mist parted, brief, fleeting, showing eyes, pale, glowing, watching from the water. Owen cursed, we're not alone, and the shapes closed in, their whispers weaving, don't leave. As the fog thickened, the boat drifting deeper. The traps sank, the lantern blinked out, and the mist held them, alive, awake, waiting. This wasn't a fishing trip, it was a drift into something else, and the fog wasn't letting go. Hang on, because that mist is just starting to breathe. Owen's hands shook on the wheel, the engine dead, the fog pressing thick against the boat, its hum a living thing wrapping their minds, whispering, stay with us, stay here. Mia clutched the rail, the radio hissing her own voice, don't go. Looping endless, the mist coiling tighter, swallowing the deck in white. The shapes loomed closer, tall, shimmering, their pale eyes glinting through the haze, drifting silent over the water, and the hull groaned, bending under a weight that wasn't there. Owen yanked the starter, nothing. Damn it, as the whispers sharpened. You're ours, the fog pulsing, alive, tugging them deeper. The lantern flickered out, plunging them into gray, and the water rippled, waves lapping wrong, against the tide, circling the boat like a trap. Mia swung the binoculars. They're everywhere, her breath fogging fast, the shapes multiplying, their outlines sharper, weaving through the mist, never fully there. The hum spiked, a drone shaking the air, and the deck tilted, the boat drifting sideways, pulled by an unseen current. Owen grabbed a flare, striking it, red light flaring, cutting the fog, but the shapes absorbed it, their eyes glowing brighter, unblinking, watching every move. Footsteps echoed again, heavy, slow, circling the cabin, and the windows fogged, hands pressing out, pale, webbed, fading when Mia blinked. The radio crackled, static twisting into a chant, come closer, and the mist parted, brief, revealing a shadow. Huge, hulking, eyes scattered across its form, drifting just below the surface. Owen froze. What is that? But the fog snapped shut, the hum roaring, and the boat rocked, tilting hard, the deck slick with damp that wasn't water. Mia's logbook slipped, pages flipping on their own, scribbling stay, stay, in her handwriting, untouched. They scrambled to the stern, Owen fumbling a paddle. We row out. But the oar sank, stuck, the water holding it, whispering back, no leaving. The shapes closed in, their eyes locking on, and the fog thickened, the air cold, heavy, buzzing with static. The shadow rose again, closer, its hum vibrating their chests, and the boat spun, the compass needle whirling, pointing nowhere. Mia whispered, "It's not letting us," and the mist coiled around her, soft, insistent, tugging her thoughts apart. The shapes shimmered, voices weaving, "You're here," and the water stilled, the fog a wall, endless, awake. This wasn't a drift, it was a claim, and the mist owned them now. Mia's voice trembled, the fog tightening its grip, the boat locked in place, the hum roaring. "Stay forever, you're ours," a chant drilling into her skull. Owen pounded the rail. "We're not done." But the mist swallowed his words, the shapes gliding closer, their pale eyes glowing through the haze, unblinking, endless, weaving around the hull. The shadow loomed beneath, huge, its form shifting, eyes flickering like stars in the deep, and the water pulsed, a heartbeat under the boat, tugging them down. The air buzzed, thick, cold, and the deck creaked, bending inward, the fog seeping through cracks alive. The radio flared, static screaming their names. Owen, Mia, looping, twisting into laughter, low, endless, and the windows fogged solid, hands pressing harder, pale, webbed, tracing the glass, vanishing when Owen swung. The flare died, the red glow snuffed out, and the mist parted, brief, sharp, showing the shadow clearer, its form vast, shimmering, eyes everywhere, watching from below. Mia gasped. "It's not just fog," and the hum spiked, the boat tilting, the stern dipping low, water lapping at their feet, cold, whispering, "Come in." Owen grabbed a rope, tying it to the rail. "We climb out." But the knot slipped, the rope sinking fast, the mist coiling around his hands, soft, insistent. The shapes shimmered, taller, their outlines solidifying, drifting over the deck, and the shadow rose, breaking the surface. Huge, eyeless, its form a mass of mist and light, humming her name. "Mia, stay." The boat spun, the compass whirling, and the fog thickened, the air heavy, buzzing, pulling her thoughts apart, her eyes glowing faint, white, reflecting the haze. She staggered, the hum in her chest, and Owen grabbed her. "Fight it." But the mist wrapped her, lifting her, the shapes chanting, "You're us," their eyes locking on, endless, eternal. The shadow pulsed, the water stilling, and the boat drifted deeper, the fog a shroud, alive, awake. Owen's voice faded. "Mia, no," as the mist swallowed him, the shapes closing in, their whispers hers now, "Stay here." The fog wasn't hiding, it was calling, and she answered, lost to its will. Mia's feet lifted from the deck, the fog wrapping her tight, its hum pulsing through her bones, whispering, "You're us, stay forever," a chant drowning her thoughts. Owen lunged, grabbing her arm. "Mia, hold on." But the mist coiled around him, soft, relentless, pulling him back, his voice fading into the haze. "Don't let it." The shapes loomed taller, their pale eyes glowing brighter, weaving through the fog, their outlines shimmering, solid, drifting over the boat, and the shadow surged beneath, its form vast, eyeless, humming her name. "Mia, come." The water stilled, the air buzzed, thick, cold, and the deck tilted, sinking slow, the fog alive, awake, claiming them whole. Her eyes glowed white, vision stretching, the sound, the shore, the world beyond, all swallowed in mist, whispering back, "Stay here." The radio flared, static screaming. Owen, Mia, looping endless, twisting into laughter, low, ceaseless, and the windows fogged solid, hands pressing out, pale, webbed, tracing her reflection, vanishing when she blinked. Owen clawed the rail. We're not done. But the fog thickened, the hum spiking, a drone shaking their chests, and the boat spun, the compass whirling, pointing nowhere, the shapes closing in, their eyes unblinking, eternal, tugging her will apart. The shadow broke the surface, huge, its form a mass of mist and light, eyes flickering across it, watching every move, and the water pulsed, a heartbeat pulling them down. Mia staggered, the hum in her throat, and the shapes chanted, "You're ours." Their voices hers now, soft, hypnotic, weaving through the haze. The boat groaned, bending inward, the fog seeping through cracks, coiling around her legs, lifting her higher, and Owen's shout faded. "Mia, no!" As the mist swallowed him whole, the shapes gliding closer, their whispers a roar. "Stay forever." She drifted, the fog a shroud, the shadow humming below, its eyes locking on, and the sound stretched endless, alive, hers. The shapes knelt, their forms shimmering, and the mist flared, light pulsing from the deep, revealing more eyes. Hundreds, glowing, watching, waiting. The boat sank, the deck vanishing, and Mia stood alone, the fog her skin, the hum her breath, the whispers her voice. "Come closer." The mist wasn't a veil, it was a will, and she was its echo, lost to the sound, forever adrift. Mia drifted in the fog, the boat gone, the hum a pulse in her veins, whispering, "You're us, stay forever." Her voice now, weaving through the mist, alive, endless. The shadow loomed below, vast, its pale eyes glowing, flickering across its form, and the shapes stood tall, shimmering, their whispers hers, "Come closer," calling over the sound. Owen's echo faded, swallowed by the haze, and the fog flared, light pulsing from the deep, revealing boats, silent, drifting, their crews lost, all watching with white eyes through the mist. Her vision stretched, Puget Sound, the shore, beyond, all shrouded, humming back, "Stay here." Oh well, she couldn't deny. A fairy's light cut the fog, real, distant, and Mia turned, the hum urging, "Call them." Her chant soft, hypnotic, "Come closer," drifting over the waves. The fairy slowed, its horn dying, the mist coiling tight, shapes rising, eyes glinting, waiting. Mia smiled, the fog her cloak, the hum her breath, and the shadow pulsed, approving, its reach unbound. She walked toward shore, steps silent, the whispers spreading, ceaseless, a hunter born from the mist, claiming all who sailed too close. The sound stilled, the fog thick, its voice hers now, forever lost, forever free. So that's Puget Sound's misty curse, folks. A fog that doesn't just shroud, it takes. The mist didn't hide, it called, and Mia answered, its echo unbound. Feel that damp yet? Hit that like if you're still afloat. Comment, heard a hum on the water? And subscribe, because Shadow Watch drifts deeper next time. Share this with a sailor, or don't, if you're too spooked to let that fog roll in.